With sunrise appearing later and sunset appearing earlier, the cold weather is a big concern. What happens if the power is out for a prolonged period of time? Would I freeze and die? Well, in a previous Phottix TV video, the idea was to use a Greenworks battery to power an electric blanket. Unfortunately, the 80-volt, 300-watt power inverter didn't work as well as hoped. So instead of going with a more expensive setup, what if I went more tactical? That was the idea with this heated hoodie, and right away it seems like a nice gift. That's why it's going on this year's 12 Days of Christmas gift ideas list. There are some problems with the heated hoodie though. First is getting the size right. Normally my jackets are a large, but even the extra large size felt a little snug, especially with the arms. The jacket slid on great with a t-shirt, but it was tight with a puffy sweater. The jacket would grab the sleeves. That's because this is a thicker hoodie. The inside is fuzzy and soft. The description says that the lining is 100% polar fleece. Even without power, it felt like a warmer jacket. The heated hoodie included one power bank, so the first step was to turn that on. SL, what do those letters mean? It means that it's upside down. The battery was delivered with 75% of charge, so I charged it up to full before proceeding. This took roughly 2 hours to complete. I think that would be a big problem in a survival scenario. The description says it lasts approximately 3 to 8 hours, depending on the power settings. So what would I do during the other hours of the day? Well, under typical usage, this jacket is like having a superpower. It's not as strong as in the movies. The jacket is just a slight boost in power. It's like a little warm hug. Even on the maximum setting, it didn't feel like blazing heat. I only felt slightly warmer. But that heat adds up. I went on a walk when the temperature was in the mid-40s. I felt cold at first, but then I got much warmer. A little sweaty, actually. That's why it's important to understand the power settings. Red is high, white is medium, and blue is low. The colors reminded me of the American flag. It was nice to be able to drop down the power level as I got warmer. Although the button glows with a bright light, wearing this jacket is like broadcasting your technological superpower. I suppose it's nice knowing when it's on, as incorrect use of this jacket comes with a risk of fire or injury. So the jacket needs to be used responsibly. I picked the zippered version of this jacket as that makes it easier to put on or take off the jacket. But the zipperless version of this jacket was slightly cheaper. Another reason why I picked this hoodie was because it ships from and sold by Amazon.com. I think the heated hoodie might be helpful in situations where you're in the cold, but you're not moving around much. Like if you're fishing along the shore, or perhaps in an office with broken heating. It should be dry conditions though, as the battery is not meant to get wet. But after removing the battery, the jacket was washable. The instructions say hand wash or use a laundry bag. So I zipped it up in a laundry bag and then tossed it into the washing machine. After a quick wash, I hung it on my chair to dry. It smelled so nice after that. So, overall, I like the jacket. Will it save my life in an extreme emergency? I'm not sure, but it does seem helpful. I was certainly more able to enjoy the cold outdoors, and I don't like the cold, which is why the heated hoodie could be a nice gift.